And in the studio here with us is our very own Emily Brooke. You don't mind if I say that, do our very own Emily Brooke?
I don't mind.
We've just,
Like you birthed her? What happened?
No. She said we're so proud of her. We're so proud of her, you know what I mean?
Nothing to do with it.
There's so much to talk about. You did a great job last night out at Harborside Place.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming out there and kind of covering, because it's just how live music goes sometimes. People can't make it because of weather, so
Yeah.
Kelly
Which
Pickler
was
couldn't make
great.
it.
You kind of got to do a longer set than usual, so I was like,
Yeah.
she's just up there practicing for American Idol tonight.
When that happens, do you have like a backup list of songs that you can automatically go to?
Yeah, me and my band, we actually have like a 3-hour set that we've been able to put together in like a short amount of time, so it's really awesome.
3-hour set.
And so we actually are always like have extras, and so
Yeah, you're prepared. That show
Yeah, it
business.
just keeps going.
yeah,
Which is
so
good.
we just had extras lined up just in case, and then you guys told us, and we were like, oh, okay, so it just works out.
Perfect. We can sing Row, Row, Row Your Boat and Happy Birthday.
Now, this is kind of a
That
time
way.
warp, because last week didn't really actually happen last week, but last week, for us, you were sick on the show, and that's that horrible group session, which is just, to me, is just not really a part of the show, because it's not really what the show's about, but you have to go through that, don't you?
Yeah, it's definitely very tiring, but it's a lot of fun if you have the right group.
Right.
And
Which is tough,
fortunately,
yeah.
I had an awesome group, and I was like, I'm so happy that I was able
Well, you
to
came
have.
through for him, because you just went down there with your bag and said, hey, let's go, man. I'll help you out, and if I've got the bag here.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. Like, I had told like everyone, like all the producers and stuff, what was going on, and I was like, can I keep like a bag side stage? And so like before, because like during rehearsals I had like a bag that I was carrying, the one that you see on the TV.
Yeah.
And then before the actual performance, they were like, okay, here's your trash can, it's gonna be side stage if you need it. And so it was like,
What a trooper.
Did the judges know that you weren't feeling good then? At least they were able to take that into account?
they didn't know until you saw the other night when they were showing clips of other artists like talking to the judges.
Yeah.
We all got to actually talk to them like individually, and I had told them then, because they had said something and I can't remember what it was, and I was like, yeah, I've kind of been like feeling under the weather this week and like throwing up and stuff. And they're like, oh wow, it's like
You had food poisoning, right?
Yeah.
Can we ask where we should not be eating when we're...
Yes. Los Angeles. That's a good point. I'm going to LA next week. I want to make sure I don't go there.
Can we ask where we should avoid? Okay.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Sorry, Tanya. I tried to
It
help
was
you.
after
appreciate
the first day. I think it was just like the amount of stress, and then also like waking up like really, really early after like being like going all night, and then not getting back to the hotel till like I think probably
Yeah, it just
midnight.
shows you how tough it can be
A lot of stress.
on people. It's not as easy as it looks.
And on the show, they actually showed you. We played a clip of the, your group performance there, and you had like a little solo piece that went very well. And then after that, there was yet another competition, and you weren't really featured too much on the show. They just showed you at the end of the show saying that you went through to the next round. So you actually went through twice, right?
Yes,
last week.
I got through the solo rounds, which was the first round, and then which was the first 38. That's the one that I was in. And then then everyone else performed, and then they went to group rounds. Then after group rounds was another solo performance. That's the one that they didn't show.
Okay.
And I was so sad. I was like, that was like my favorite performance
Obviously. All right. So what's? I know you can't reveal, but what's coming up this week? What are the expectations? You're at the House of Blues, right?
House of Blues.
Yes, House of Blues in California. And it was so cool being there, because I had always heard of like House of Blues and stuff like that. And so going to California and like actually being there, it was so cool being able to like see like all like the history throughout the place. And it was like so old, and there was like fabric on like the walls and stuff, and it was just really, really cool.
Got to see Brad Paisley play at the House of Blues in LA a long time ago. Yeah,
that's so cool.
Very cool. Okay, so it's on tonight?
Yes.
And tomorrow night?
And tomorrow night, yes.
That's pretty much all we can ask her.
Yeah. Well, what's the time frame that you had when you were out in Los Angeles? Like, how many days did it take to film everything that they do out there? Because it seems like it goes really, really quick, and especially with the time schedule they're talking about. How long were you actually out in Los Angeles?
For Hollywood Week?
Yeah.
We were there for... I think we were there, it was around Halloween time. We got back like Halloween day. but I want to say it was like we were out there for like 8 days.
8 days?
Yeah.
So everything moves it really does move fast.
It does, yeah. We got there on a Saturday, and we got to the hotel, and they basically like briefed us about like, we didn't even know that we were going to be performing the next day.
So they don't really prepare. Yeah, wow.
So it was extremely stressful because when nobody knew who was performing the first day. Nobody knew when they were being performed, if they were going to be called up or not. So we're all just kind of like sitting there in like the theater, and it's like extremely stressful because everyone's like, okay, why do you think that you're being called? Or like, if you got called, okay, is that a good thing? Like, did they want to say?
And I'd be
It
like,
was
afraid. Like,
so
what if they call you
stressful.
out there? Like, oh, she went to the bathroom. Like, oh, we gotta go to the bathroom. I'll just stay right here.
All right. Well, American Idol tonight will be hoping for you again. You know that we're in your corner, our very own Emily Brooke. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh, Emily,
Thanks for
we
having
like to,
me.
sorry, but we got to throw this out there because I know that our fans like to follow you, and you're big into Twitter, and it helps if everyone, writes when they're watching and stuff like
Yeah.
that and hashtags you. So make sure you follow her at Emily Brooke Star on our Twitter.
Yes.
Emily Brooke Star. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having
Broadcasting
me.
from the Panera Bread Studios.
WIRK and WIRK HD1, Indiantown, the Palm Beaches.